Girl, stop playing.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Girl Stop Playing podcast, where we encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. I'm Koereyelle, your host. And y'all, before we get into this very special episode, you got to like, subscribe, and share, because this is going to be a conversation to move the culture forward. Now, we've had some pretty juicy conversations here on the podcast, but I'm already feeling like this is going to be one for the books, because we have the one, the only Mr. David Banner in the building.
What's up, man? How you doing?
So you definitely don't need an introduction, but we're going to put some respect on your name anyway, because you are definitely a Grammy Award-winning music producer, recording artist, philanthropist, activist, actor. You have 26 films under your belt, which I don't think enough people either know about or give you, your credit for. So before we even get into this thing, I just really want to give you your flowers.
I appreciate it.
Not even for any of those accomplishments, but for what I believe is the true work that you're doing, not just on camera, but the work that you're doing for the community behind the scenes. Yeah. So I don't think that enough people recognize and celebrate the Black men who are putting in the work. So I just want to
what I would say, you mind if I call you Ko?
No, that's what the people call me.
All right. Well, I'm going to call you something else. I'm gonna call you I want to be special. But to be honest with you, like, this, I know you're probably going to talk about this, but this is like, you're the first person to see me since I lost I think it's 36 pounds, 34, 36 pounds. This is the first interview that I had. I haven't been doing interviews purposely. And the new iteration of me is like, I'm cool with all the stuff that I've done for the community and all that, but people got to pay me now.
Come on, people.
Like, I'm tired. Like, our people haven't learned or haven't got the cultural maturity to take care of the people who do the most for them. Malcolm and Martin, both of their families, and there's no reason that they should want for generations after generations after generations. We don't have the cultural maturity to take care of each other. So what I want to be known for is for my business acumen and what's the temperament of my speech, so I'll know what I can say.
No, we on YouTube.
Oh, well, motherfuckers got to pay me. Like, motherfuckers got to pay me, all that nice shit, all of that, like, everything about me. Like, I had purposely, stepped away from the fashion, because what people didn't know, for like a 5-year span, I had won best dress at all of the events that I went to, but because I was David Banner from Mississippi, once they had given it to me, people didn't really play it up like they should have. But like, I was killing them motherfuckers. And I'm not talking about, like, and I learned this from living in Atlanta. Like, I ain't talking about with kids. I'm talking about not buying what you say. Like, everybody talk about they on fashion because they have money. Like, no, you went and bought what you saw that them white folks put on them dummies. And you got the biggest, that's why I respected Andre 3000 so much. He shopped at Goodwill, as well as the super high fashion places all over the world. So, like, for me, I said that I was going to step back into my light and stop dimming my light to make other people comfortable and be clear. Everybody that didn't support when I was helping my people, when I never forget when I did Katrina, and I had the #1 rap single, and I used all of my power. I didn't even promote the album. I didn't promote the single. I didn't do nothing but promote what was going on with my people. And after that, I was nearly broke. And when I went to all of the different promoters and the people that played my record, they're like, you need a new single. We appreciate you, David Banner. You're a great guy, but you missed your opportunity. And I realized that you have to put your mask on first. So the new iteration of David Banner is pay me.
F you, pay me.
Well, not fuck you, because you ain't done nothing to me, but, if that's what you need to digest, I'll say it for you, fuck you, if that's the case. But no, it's just that I watched that happen to my mother. I watched that happen to my father. I watched that happen to my industry friends who are really the good people. Got taken advantage of.
So do you think it's too far gone in that respect? Because what you said is fact. The people who do the most, they get the least respect. They get the least resources.
Oh, I get my respect. No, I'm cool with that part. I know what you mean, though.
But we give respect to Martin and Malcolm, but in the grand scheme of things, their family, like you said.
What you respect the most is money. Because we're in a capitalist society. So you're right. You show who you really support by who you spend with.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're right.
what is the message though? Because what is the message to the people who are watching this that have a heart for our community, that know that there's work that
take
needs
care
to
of
be
yourself
done?
First.
Focus on your community.
No, take care of you first.
Well, your household.
No, take care of
take
care of you first.
Okay.
Like, watch this. I counsel, or I used to, when I had the time, I used to counsel women a lot. And one of the things that I would tell women is women have such great hearts that they give everything to the people that they love, including their children.
Fact.
And I said, stop giving 100% to anything. If you give 100% to your children, they're going to grow up, get married, and leave. And you're going to be left empty. If you give 100% away, then you've lost yourself.
This is true.
So you give 100% to your husband, and he dies. Let's not even say that he leaves you. He dies. What are you left with? What I tell people all the time, I want to be with a woman that wants me, not needs me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want a woman to know that the only responsibility that she has is if she with me is if we get to that level, she takes care of my home and my children. Like, I want my children to be on a 10th grade level on whatever, when they go to kindergarten. I'm not playing. I want my kids to know how to speak a foreign language, know how to fight, at least be able to play the piano. Like, all the fears that we had as children, I don't want my kids to have that.
Because why should they?
Yeah, why should they? Like, I want my little girl to know how to fight. I want her to know how to bust ass. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't got to worry
Fully
about.
equipped.
Exactly. On every level. Like, if you think about it, if our children know one foreign language, they can be in foreign diplomacy, coming straight out of high school, just by knowing. I have a friend named Heather. Heather came out of college with a job if she wanted to, because she spoke languages so well. I mean, they were asking her, like, be a foreign diplomat. Like, without any other thing, we ain't even worry about your degree. You know, so that's where we at.
So speaking of women, I have seen a couple of your interviews when you talk about, you know, your intention behind waiting for marriage, waiting for children. At this point, at this stage, when you say if you ever get around to it, what do you think that it would take? Would it just literally have to be just the most special type of person, or would it have to be like where you get to a certain space?
I don't know. I never had it. Like, we pray to the Most High and ask for the universe to bring us things. Like, I'm a consummate studier, right? I probably have more books than most rappers have shoes. You know, I stopped buying Jordans and started buying first edition books. And in just about every book that you read, regardless of what religion you believe in, it's really about what sacrifice you're willing to make. Like, I've always wanted to be children. And surprisingly enough, and people going to think this is bullshit, I've always wanted to be married. I haven't really met too many successful men or women that were not married, because the time that you take for those phone calls, you know, those people pulling at your spirit all the time. I would like to have one person that I can focus on, and that I think that with my mentor is David Moody. Like, he reinstilled my belief in society, but especially black men. He don't cheat on his wife. He believes that his wife is directly connected to all of his blessings. You know, and the thing that a lot of people don't talk about with him, he's one of the most successful businessmen in Atlanta. His wife held the family down when the business wouldn't work. She was a nurse, and watch what she did. This was so pimping to me. She worked at night as a nurse and on the weekends. So she would always be home for the children and be able to take care of the house. And then when he came home, then she went to be a nurse. So imagine how much sleep she got. But when his business boomed, she didn't have to do shit for the rest of her life if she chose to. And she's still one of the most hard-working women that I've ever, Miss Carla Moody, still to this day is one of the most hard-working women that I've ever seen. Matter of fact, the way that I account and use my accounting, and people always trip, like just my accounting, I walk around I thought I had it with me. I was gonna show you my accounting book. Like Mr. Moody told me that you can get rich by mistake, but in order for you to become wealthy, you have to have a plan. And watch this is gonna fuck everybody up. He said, I don't work for money. I work to see when I can take off. Most black people, they work like a dog because we still slaves. Will Smith even said, I still work like a slave and I got all of this money. Look at Oprah. Oprah has to be on just about every movie that she produces. She got to be in it, so it'll pop. And every cover of old magazine, she on it. That got to be fucking tiring. Yep. Even if she do every cover in one fucking day, that's a lot. So I remember one day I was looking at my calendar and he said, you freaking out, huh? And I said, how you know? He said, you're worrying about the white spaces, which are the days that you have off, right? He said, don't worry about the white spaces. He said, just make sure that the black spaces mean so much that the whole calendar can be white. But that one black day will take care of and now that's how I move. Like now I produce things that people don't know that I produce that make me so much money. That's why I can talk the shit that I can talk. And they be like, how did that motherfucker look so good? Look at his skin, it's so milky. Like what? People be looking at me and I can tell they be looking at me like, why this motherfucker won't fall off? Because I make sure that before I talk shit, because I know where our people are. And so when I put myself on the line after Katrina, I made sure that I always make sure that I put on my mask first before I try to make sure anybody else can breathe.
I love that. And I want to talk about your evolution because you talk about this being the second iteration. For the outside looking in, though, I feel like this is number 3.
No, this is about 4 or 5. Right. Yeah, this is about 4 or 5.
I know, like a Pimp David Banner, I don't know if that was one. I don't know where that falls in line. But what I thought I knew about 2.0, and now you're evolving into 3.0.
I think this is about 7.0, right? Yeah.
But you continue to evolve, and I know the lessons that you've learned have continued to evolve as well. Because before we came on, we were talking about the fact that you were a one-man, a team of one for so long, doing the writing, doing the producing, doing all of the things.
Right.
What is your advice for an entrepreneur out there? Because most of us do start as a one-woman, one-person show, right? Do you see now the value of, I'm sure you do, but how do you see the impact being that you have a team now or people around you? Or do you prefer to be the mastermind and then you just kind of find people to make it do it?
I'm one of the toughest motherfuckers that you'll meet on this planet, but you almost got me. I'm a little emotional right now because I'm fighting that right now. Like Salih, I met a young man from Ohio and I told him, I said, do you know how many people from the state of Mississippi, all the way through Tennessee, through Georgia, through all these states that I had to go through all of my family, all of these people, in order to find somebody from Ohio and San Francisco. Like that's my two, like my tier is me, Regina, who y'all talk to, and Salih. I said, imagine how many people I had to go through. And I just actually really came back in the country. Like I took about, it's crazy. I took 6 days, and by the time I got there, I had just started calming down, and I took an extra 3-4 days. I just came back in the country. And he was like, man, let me help you more. And I start shaking. I literally start shaking. Like, bro, I don't know how to let people help me. Like, I've done it all, and people don't give me that credit. I produce at the highest level. I rap at the highest level. I act at the highest level. You said 26, but it's actually like 32 now.
Put some respect.
I own a Banner Vision. If you go to abannervision.com, we've done, 30, 40 major brands, Fortune 500 companies all over the world. I advise. I produce telethons and concerts and movies. I really honestly don't know how I do it. I was on this white television show, man, and dude had done so much research on me, and he named off all the stuff that I did. And no lie, I went backstage and nearly had an anxiety attack because I do so fucking much all the time. And I realized, and the reason why I told you that this was a little hard for me, because I was reading Will Smith's book. And I was so surprised at how many similarities that we had. And I was like, well, why am I not where he is? Hold on. The fuck is that right there? I'm supposed to be fly as fuck on this motherfucker. Hold on.
I don't even see nothing.
It's okay. We made sure that the shit was straight. But seriously though, I was like, well, what's the difference? And I noticed the difference was his homeboy JL. Like that, we needed more people thinking on high levels. It can't just be me, Regina, and Salih. We need everybody thinking on that next level. And I was like, you know, all of us have been street trained. Like me, Salih, and Regina, we all come up from the streets. We needed that extra person that was, because JL was a lawyer. He was Will Smith homeboy, true indeed, but he was also a lawyer. Yeah. And so I was like, I have to go out and start finding these people. And David Moody told me something, and I say this to all the hustlers. Mr. Moody said that you were David Banner by grinding and hustling. He said, but if you want to become me, you're gonna have to learn to be still. Generals don't hustle. Generals ain't on the front line. It's part of black people problem. I told somebody one time, it was like, we need you on the front line, David Banner. I said, well, then you don't really have respect for me. I'm much too old to be on the front line. You should want me somewhere thinking. You should protect me. It's just that you don't see any value in yourself, so you damn sure can't have any value or see any value in me. So like, I'm still learning to let it go and let people do their job. I think that's the reason why this iteration of David Banner is gonna be so dope, is because, and I usually don't tell my secret, but I'm really proud of y'all. And I wanna tell y'all why I'm proud of y'all. I look at everything. Like, I'm looking at the cameras, I'm looking at the studio, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the graphics, I'm looking at everything. I punch holes in everything, and I'm really, really proud of all y'all.
Thank you.
He even had the lighter when I needed. I was like, dog, I need a lighter to light my candle. And he was like, I just got off a blunt break. But we so professional. He didn't say that. I'm just joking, but I know that that's what that lighter was for. You said I could say what the fuck I want to say, so let me. So you said you don't smoke, dog? Come on, don't lie. I know you're at work.
Why he calling you out like that?
It's all right. They know too. Nah, but I tell you, so it's funny. I just got off the one of the biggest rappers in the world. I counsel his daughter, and it had got back.
A counselor to your.
Yeah, I've been counseling. That's what we do. And then I got back to me that she stay high as fuck in college, and I said, "You a beautiful young lady, and I'm a businessman. How does it get back to me that everybody know that you smoking dope? Come on." I said, I smoke weed every now and then. People don't know that. And it was funny because I was telling her you shouldn't let anybody see your weaknesses. And I had a whole box of goodies coming here to drink. And I was going to ask y'all if I could drink. And just so y'all know, or do you want to tell me?
No.
No,
like, a special day.
I done lost 36 pounds and I don't do nothing but drink water. And I just said, fuck it, today.
Today's a special day.
And that's what I told her. If you celebrating, that's different. Like I saw, Jay-Z said that. He said, like, I drink me some champagne when I get me a check. You know what I'm saying?
Got a purpose behind
and we got a purpose behind. This is supposed to be not a coping mechanism, but an opportunity for us to celebrate. Now let me let you ask your questions. I have a tendency to overtalk.
That was really, really good. And I definitely want to get back to the counseling part, because here on the show, I mean, we have had some certified therapists, but I believe just your hearing different perspectives can literally change someone's life. And so I do want to get into my philosophy. I know you said, they got to cut a check, for your time. Yeah, but I want to know your true perspective, because I do know you've done so much of the work and you've had so many of the conversations and you've been in so many of the environments. When it comes to the Black community, my philosophy is that in order to fix the Black community, we got to start with the Black family. And in order to fix the Black family, Black men and Black women got to figure this thing out. And so that's why my mission has always been, how can we figure out the man and woman relationship? What do you think, though, is the true, or can you identify one or maybe a couple true issues? Because if we don't identify them, we definitely can't. If we don't identify them, we can't work on them. You got to show the guns. Oh, no, Welcome to the gun show, y'all. Welcome to the gun show, y'all.
Did you hear what happened to me?
I didn't. You want to tell?
Atlanta Airport?
No, tell us.
It's a little sad. It's okay. I don't want to.
We're not going to cry. Am I going to cry?
They said rule 1, smile, have fun. I don't want to.
It's going to be something depressing?
No, so I was going through TSA, and they pulled me to the side. And I was like, what's up, y'all? And they was like, we need to pull you to the back, Mr. Banner. And I was like, what the fuck? So, like, literally, they stripped me down and all kind of shit. And it was like you know good and well that you can't be bringing weapons of mass destruction through this airport.
Why did I fall for that? Why? Y'all fell for it, too. Y'all really thought it was like...
Somebody in the back was like, damn, Banner, I know you for the power, black power, brother.
You know what?
All right, go ahead. No, okay, so let me tell you what I believe.
Listen, no, but you are proud. You have put in the work, and I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Let me tell you something.
Tell them what you've been doing, though, so they know why you're so proud.
No, I just decided.
To lose the 36 pounds, what did it take?
I was, because I want to make sure that I get them, they ain't selling it no more. I was going to get them props, but they stopped selling it. But it's a black company in Atlanta that was selling just this miracle weight loss program, and I tried it, and it worked. And it's funny because they said don't do nothing but drink the juice and drink the water. And see, what we do as black people, we always want to put our own spin on it, then get mad and want our money back when shit don't work. Follow some fucking instructions. I was telling somebody that about me and Mr. Moody. People was like, why do you do everything that Mr. Moody say? I said, because he rich and you not. Like, if I knew how to do it, then I wouldn't need a fucking mentor, right? So do everything that and then once you get the bread, then you can start remixing if you choose. But why change something? I told somebody this, and this is, I know this is not what I'm here for, but.
You here for what comes.
So people always ask, what's the difference between God and science, right? Mm-hmm. So watch this. If you were perfect, because I know you, so you get me on this one. I'm just fucking with you, dog. No, but seriously, think about this, bro. Seriously, all bullshit aside, because I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm just joking up. But I know you smoke. If you were perfect and you knew the perfect way to do things, wouldn't you do it the perfect way every time? So science, perfect, real science, is just how God acts. That's the problem that I have with the Old Testament and the New Testament. God doesn't change. Some human fucked it up, and so they want to trip and say, but God doesn't change. Fire, you put the right elements together and it's going to bring fire every fucking time. Nothing changes, right? So God never changes. God doesn't have to change. It is just like, so science is a reflection of God's art. God is perfect. So God does it the same way every time. Same, is no reason to change, right? So like for me, I honestly forgot the question. And no, I'm just messing with you.
You know what?
I got it. No, but seriously, I think what goes on with the family and with us is men and women separately. Mm-hmm. We got to get our shit together. I think it's so much trauma. And because, and I know it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, and this is the other iteration of David Banner, but most black people want to be white in the first place, and they won't admit it. You know, and we don't know our history.
In what way?
In every way.
All the ways. Everything that we're doing, we're trying to live up to the white standard.
We're trying to be white people.
Okay.
Most people on this earth are trying to be white folks. And that's the reason why we fall behind. I remember when I was at Southern was trying to compete with LSU. Mm-hmm. And I told them the land-grant college was to help the sons and daughters of slaves to catch up for that 350 years or more that we were taking, that education was taken away. And we haven't been out of slavery. This is where black folks and white folks getting fucked up. We hadn't been out of slavery longer than we were in. We were in slavery 3 full generations. Don't get that fucked up. And the sad part is, you got to think about it. The first generation could hear no whispers of freedom, right? Mm-hmm. The second generation had lost Africa and didn't know about the whispers. So the third generation, you got to think about this. You got 3 full generations of people who were totally fucked up. If you think about most world wars, they don't last longer than 2 years. Mm-hmm. We're talking about 3 full generations, and we have had no fucking therapy. None. And those of us who tried, we call that white folks shit. No, we're trying to get our shit together. So how, and Dr. Joyce DeGruy just found out that the trauma that people like Jewish people, Africans, Native Americans have gone through, that it actually is transferred genetically. So what she did, she found an experiment where they took rats, shocked the fucking rats, did like, I'm paraphrasing, but like they did all this kind of crazy shit to the rats, and then they sprayed peppermint, right? So then those rats had babies. They sprayed peppermint and didn't do shit to them, and the fucking rats freaked out. Them rats had babies, sprayed peppermint. They freaked the fuck out. So maybe the reason why black kids freak out when it comes to math and science is because during the times that they had black codes in America, especially for the South, you could die if you knew how to read legally. So maybe that's transferred the same way the damn peppermint sprayed motherfucking there. So what I'm saying is, if I do this in my seminars, I ask black people how they truly, I tell them to close their eyes, and I ask them how they truly feel about black people. And then I'll say about 85%, it used to be 90%, but the more that I travel, more conscious people come to my lectures. Go to davidbanner.com.
Oh, we was about to get to that.
We just got to make sure, and maybe one day we could put it on the bottom.
It's going to scroll. Don't worry.
So hold on. Put it in my hand.
Now, I don't know if we that fancy.
I don't know, but if we are, just put it in my hand then when I can withdraw, there'd be some money in that bitch too. But what I was saying is that if it's transferred, all this trauma, and we're still trying to go forward, like, how can we ever come together as a union? Like, so many times, man, I think with black men and black women, like, we don't understand that black men and black women have never had a problem. See, if we study history and know history, especially the black woman, since slavery, the black woman has always had more power in a lot of cases than even white women. To this day, the black woman is the second most powerful person in America. Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's what they got Google for.
Okay.
Do the research. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Baby, I don't talk unless I know.
No, I believe you.
No, you
just
have to believe me. But what I'm saying is,
in what way though?
Education, money.
Then white
Think about it.
Then white women.
Yeah. White women tricked black women. White women looked at the Black Power movement, and the reason why they started the women empowerment movement was to get from up under the white man. And so they tricked black women because they saw how powerful they were. Black men and black women never had a problem until the 80s.
Agree.
We were always locked in sync. You feel what I'm saying? So even if you think about the welfare system, and I said I wasn't gonna come on here and talk about this, but I guess this is just part of who I am. I was gonna talk about getting this money. But like, if you think about the welfare system, they set it up so you can't have no black man in your house, so you're not gonna get this money. It was meant. We were even talking about the RICO laws. All these fucking laws that they have, they never used it against the Klan. If you look at the FBI stats, the white man is the biggest terrorist in America, but you don't see them using those same laws that they use against everybody else, against that little white ass, badass, evil ass motherfucking Confederate. Man, them motherfuckers fly a swastika, and people in Germany can't even fly a fucking swastika. Think about that. You flying a flag that they can't even fly in their own motherfucking you fucking bigot. Anyway, but yeah, we're here for girls and
girls, stop playing. This is a part of it though, because black women, we have to know these things if we're gonna pass these lessons on, right? You know what? Come back.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Mr. Banner. These lectures though,
yeah.
I wanted to ask about these lectures because I want to know, I guess, what the topics are for these lectures. What is your the philosophy, like the mission behind going? Because you, like you said, you getting paid doing lots of things.
Talk shit. Like to be real, to be honest with you, what I try to do, I have a baseline amount of things that I want to talk about. But I learned this from talking to high school kids and junior high kids, is most people come in, they pontificate, and they show people that they're smart. But you don't know where people are in that community and what they need. What's more important are their questions. So I can meet them where they are, and then as much as I can, and if time permits, connect them with the information that I have. But Malcolm said, by any means necessary. It's not about me trying to force what I have in their head, because all I want to do for black people is to teach them how to think. Because there's a possibility that I'm wrong too. I tell people this all the time. I don't know if what I know is the truth, but I know that shit that they taught black folks is a motherfucking lie. If you really knew the things that I hate and the people that I hate is the people that black people love the most. Can I say it?
Say it.
I don't like preachers and politicians. There's a few preachers that I like and I think they're cool. But think about this. We got the form of Christianity that we have in America right now from the people that hated us the most. They didn't want you on earth. Why would they give you the key to heaven? They didn't want your black ass right here. Why would they take you wherever they at? That's a fucking lie. And have white people ever acted like Jesus? They've never acted like Jesus. Where was all that shit when we were slaves? Where all that shit when they beating your motherfucking ass? Shit, I think it's just as bad if you a cop or you a preacher as it is being a fucking gang member. It ain't no fucking different. Or selling dope. At least you know what you getting into. Ain't no motherfucking lies. But I am just, matter of fact, the gang members will probably protect me more than the fucking police will. In some cases. Depends. You know, maybe not with these new washing teeth I got right now. I don't know. But seriously though, like, one thing that I don't do love, and that's one of the reasons why I'm sort of backing up from some of the stuff that I know is true, it's because a lot of people don't want the truth.
Facts.
You know, a lot of people who, like a lot of white liberals, a lot of so-called black progressive people, they don't really want black people to be free. They just don't want to see us dying on TV and on cameras. Like, the real truth is black America is waiting for rich black folks to help them. They not. They got their money with us thinking exactly the way that we think now. We have no financial literacy. We have no spiritual literacy. And so we spend all our money and we give all the money to everybody outside of our fucking community. Like, if we start waking up and we really become conscious, then we're going to start loving ourselves and start realizing that they've been lying to us all the fucking time. One of the greatest things one of the worst things that's happened to me is when I truly started becoming conscious, it was the worst depression that I ever had in my life. Because think about this, Cole. And I tell people this all the time and they laugh. I say, I don't blame people for not listening to me. They tell black people you're going to hell forever, ever, ever. So, would you listen to David Banner, black ass, or risk going to hell? Fuck it's David Banner. And I'm David Banner. I don't blame you for not listening to me, but that shit a lie. There ain't no fucking hell. Like, God know exactly the situations that we're in. We have lessons to learn, but even the fact that we think there's a devil. If you think God is omnipotent, duality is a fucking lie. If God created the devil, why would you even speak of the devil even if the devil fucking existed? See, the reason why they give you the devil is because you'll never admit that you the fucking devil. So if you blame it on an outside entity, something outside of yourself, then you would never fix you. When I fixed me, my life changed. It wasn't no fucking devil. It ain't these crackers. It ain't none of that shit. It's me. I'm the problem. And even if it is somebody else, why would they stop? Why would they take their foot out your ass and they benefit from you being fucked up? It's you. You the devil. So until you realize that you the fucking problem, you dude. You no fucking devil.
Is Outwitting the Devil on your book list?
No. I wouldn't probably buy anything.
Never fooled with it.
Probably.
Napoleon Hill?
Well, no, I love Napoleon Hill. I read Napoleon Hill almost every day, but probably if I seen everything.
Hold up. Yeah. Y'all mean to tell me I done suggested a book on David Banner's book list that wasn't already there?
Yeah, nah. You right.
We'll drink to that.
But baby, you learn from everything. No, I'm gonna show you how powerful God is. Like, I meditate and I sit outside a lot. I'll never forget. What are those things that make all them loud sounds? Those animals, they're really loud ass, especially in the woods and shit. Locusts? Are they locusts? Cicadas. Yeah, cicadas. So, don't it sound like they just loud as fuck with no rhythm? No, they talking to each other. I was meditating one day and it started on the right side, and then it came from the right side all the way to the left. They talking to each other. Like, it sounds like noise and chaos, but it's the most beautiful thing if you are still. So as soon as I started getting still, I realized how everything is necessary. Everything on this planet that God created is here for a purpose. It's balanced. Now, it may not be comfortable to you, but everything on this planet is for a purpose.
So when you've mentioned therapy, you've mentioned meditation several times, and a conversation that we keep coming back to on the show is the lack of what?
Oh, I thought you said strokers. I'm sorry.
You did not think I said that. Listen.
I'm coming back to strokers this year. No, I'm just joking. If you look really close, it's on the stroker sign. When I was the old David Banner, if you look really, really close, it'll say underwritten by David Banner.
On the stroker sign?
Yeah, I was.
What year was that, David Banner?
That was before them boys moved down here.
I'm about to say, yeah, that was.
When them boys moved down here, they took
right?
that shit to a whole nother. I just took my little money and I went home. You know why I like strokers, though?
Why?
Strokers.
Amateur night.
No. They make, I don't know, man, why they make strip clubs so dark. Like, it always made me feel like I was doing wrong. Like, strokers was always bright and had colors and shit.
That's kind of weird.
I don't want to, what you mean?
It's like, I don't want to see all of the everything. I would leave some mystery. You know, that's why it's
If I come to strip club, I don't want no motherfucking mystery. I ain't gonna say that.
Don't.
There's a group of people that clothe themselves like from head to toe. If I want mystery, I'll go over there. Like I don't want no motherfucking mystery. I want to see all
Wide
the
open.
I want to see the bullet wounds.
Strokers.
I want to see the waiting list. I want to see all that if I want to see it. But let me tell you about me though. Like I always like the environment, but people are not gonna believe this. And I never said this before. Like I don't really want you on me, and I just seen you get off a dick. That's nasty to me. I never liked that. I've always liked making you a freak, not dealing with a freak. Like, people would be really surprised. Like, I never did groupies and shit.
So.
Like, because that's nasty to me.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Hold on, let me finish up.
Okay, you got to tell them how they do it.
I am a god, but I am not egotistic enough to think I'm the only one. So if you were smooth enough to get backstage the way my security is, then you were good enough to get backstage for the last person and the last person. So if you do that body count exponentially, that's almost 800 people. Because I know my homeboys, some of them, they're not nasty, but they get busy.
How they not nasty?
Well, I mean, just because you have a high body count don't mean that you're not selective. We have access to more people. That is not necessarily nasty.
So that the woman wasn't either though, right? With the
well, it depends what woman you picked.
Oh, okay. The woman that got backstage.
I make them. I make them. I don't.
You don't get them. You don't collect them. You make them.
Yeah, I make them. I don't.
So when it comes to women and dating, is that a conversation?
What you mean?
Body count, sexual history. Is that a childish thing, or is that something?
Well. I don't think it is. See, let me tell you something. I learned this recently. Is one of the reasons why I don't think that I ever found the angel is because I was a demon. So how dare I ask to be blessed with an angel when she would be cursed with a demon? So you can't ask anything of people that you are not of yourself, right? I'm so much better. And that's why I attract better people now. You know what I'm saying? Not that I was a dog or I wasn't shit, but I was vibrating on a lower level. Like the funny thing, and I know this, people would really be surprised. Like I see what women say about me and all the things, and you know, but my DM is boring as fuck. And I really think it's the level of respect that women have for me. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, and this is going to sound crazy to people, but this is one of the greatest compliments I ever had. I was out in L.A. shooting ball with Snoop. It was at a celebrity basketball game. And I went backstage, you know, Snoop be blowing big, and there was a girl back there, and she was smoking a blunt. And I walked in, and she like threw a blunt to the side. And I'm like, baby, this cool. I blow a little bit every now and then. Don't trip. She said, I respect you so much. I don't want to smoke in front of you. And the old me would have been like, no, smoke up and it's all good. But for people to have that level of respect, you can't take that away. You know, so like for me, I realized something, and I never said this on anybody's show. This is how proud I am of you all. I never did what other rappers did, but for my spirit and the way that I was raised, I was a maniac. Like, so maybe if you would put my stats up against other rappers, you'd be like, you a choir boy. But for the way that I was raised, like, I don't believe being a rapper is an excuse for anything. You know, I was in just funny. I was in Target last night. People were like, you go to Target? Yeah, they got great prices. Why the fuck wouldn't I be in Target, right? I'm trying to be wealthy. I'm trying to get shit at the lowest prices that I fucking can. You know what I mean? But I was in Target last night, and this dude was putting stuff up, and his boxes fell. And I was be like, bro, you get those, I get these right here. And I helped him pick up his boxes. And he was like, no, the fucking way. Yo, what the? And I was like, dog, we human. It don't fucking matter, dog, who I am. If a bullet come in this bitch right now, it ain't gonna be like, oh, that's David Banner. Let me move the fucking hell now. I'm gonna blow my motherfucking head off. And like, that's how I feel, baby. So like, to get back to your original question is, we gotta figure out who we are. Like, I tell women this all the time, and I know this is gonna make a lot of people uncomfortable, but everybody always talk about God, but they do everything they can to alter their body. Like, you perfect. You perfect just the way you are. You know, it's about 6 women and 6 men that everybody want to be like. But like, they're not the full iteration of God. I think if you want to see God's face, you put all our faces in one pot and you mix it up, and that's God. And the different sizes and the different ways that we look, but like, to what we do to our hair and what we do to our body and things that we put inside of our body to try to make ourselves look like somebody else. Like, I'm very fucking proud of who I am. And I try to make every woman that I'm around know that I love you for who you are. You know, and by you scarring up your body and cutting up your body, to me, you can't talk to me about God. Anybody that's scared all the time, that's always altering themselves, you don't give a fuck about God. Because if God is perfect, like we said, God is perfect, right? Then he made you just the way the fucking way you supposed to be. Because I don't even do no interviews. Like, I told him, like, y'all my first interview that I had, you know, since I'm about to take this motherfucking shirt off with this bitch.
Turn it up.
You know what I'm talking about? But like, I'm serious though. Like, I just want to take this time that I've seen and done a lot of things, especially with y'all based in the South. I'm proud of it. It's
Thank
clean.
you.
It look good. It ain't too much. It ain't too little. It's just what you need. Actually, y'all sort of inspired me because I have a tendency of going too far and spending too much money. I spent $30,000 on my motherfucking podcast, and motherfuckers sit in front of their shit with one motherfucking camera and be like, hey, it's about you. It's about what's in you, man. And even you acknowledging your husband. I mean, that's pride. And just, you know, not to cap, but like, let a motherfucker know what it is. And I'm proud of all of y'all. Like, man, I'm proud of the business that y'all run. I'm proud that you want weed to be legalized. I was just about to say that you want weed to be legalized all over the world for all of the brothers. Like, yo, no, I'm just fucking with you, dog. Go ahead, man.
So, okay, you talked about the level of respect that people have for you. And with women, that could be a gift and a curse, right? Because you said the DMs is a little dry. They could be a little popping.
No, I'm grateful for it because then I don't have to be disciplined. Because I tell people that all the time. Like, I like to fuck too. Like, I'm never gonna lie, but like, I think that's lame as fuck. Like, I remember I was doing a concert and I did all my conscious stuff, and then I went to doom, go and play with it. And it was like, I'm like, y'all niggas fake. Excuse me. You brothers and sisters. No, like, shit, I like to fuck, but sex doesn't control me. I'm disciplined. Like, I see a motherfucker that's fine as hell. The women that date me, they know. I talk to them about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, that motherfucker fine as fuck. You know, she be like, yeah. You know, like, that's the problem when you try to look and act like you ain't looking. That's like, I ain't going with her. I'm with you. What the fuck? Like, I had them conversation. What the fuck you worried about it? She got a nice ass. You don't. It's all right. I'm not going to go with her. I may want to, but I'm... No, I'm just joking.
You know what?
I am.
I want to know the other side, though, because I too am very outspoken when it comes to, I am very proud to say that my business is for Black women. I don't skirt it. I don't shy away from it. And I've been told several times that I'm boxing myself in, which may very well be true. This may be a learning lesson that I'm going to have to learn the hard way. But I think a lot of business owners, Black people, shy away from their true feelings because of
they want to be crackers.
Or because of the pressures of
Or because they want to be crackers. Or because they think white people's water is wetter.
Or they think they can't get those white checks.
Or black people spend more money than white people do. Period. And we only 13.5%. So that's some bullshit too, because we spend enough money to be a fucking country. We just don't spend it on ourselves.
So are you saying that you have not felt any negative repercussions from being an outspoken black man for black people in your career?
Oh, fuck yeah, but I don't feel it. Because I know our people don't... See, watch this. I'm gonna fuck everybody head up. So I was sitting back saying, like, I've sacrificed all this shit for black people. Why black people don't support me like they should? They do more than most people who talk the shit that I talk. Now, for the shit that I talk, I'm a billionaire in this bitch for the way that black people support me. But it's no way... Like, I was in the mall in Atlanta, and I saw how black people were lined up for Louis Vuitton.
Outside the door.
And I'm like, the
amusement park.
Them motherfuckers hate you. They don't even want you. The reason why they always put out racist shit, Gucci and Louis Vuitton, is because they are a premier brand. And if black people have a tendency, we want big logos and we want to, then it's not special. It's not regal. So they say shit to make black people, they do some racist shit and then we back up. And then they know they already got our attention. We'll be back in 2 months as soon as our favorite rapper wear that shit again. Yep. But the thing is, there is no repercussions when it comes for something that's right. Because I know ain't nobody going to do for me. Look how we do each other. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, statistically, black people statistically don't kill themselves no more than white people kill white people. There is I think if I'm correct, there's a 5% difference between the rate that white people kill white people and black people kill black people. But statistically, 5% is no difference. So white on white crime is just as bad as black on black crime, but they want to market to you so they can continue to put you in jail because free labor or cheap labor is what made America the #1 country when it was the youngest country at the time. So like all this shit that these white folk be talking about, they can't get that shit to me because I'm from Mississippi and I know that racism. You know what I'm saying? And I study. You feel what I'm saying? So all these shit, I got a new saying, and I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it on here because I love y'all. I do. I'm really enjoying this shit, and I've gone over the time that I promised that I was going over. But I'm good. So watch this. White people's opinion don't matter to me at all, and I don't give a fuck what niggas think. That's where I am now. Don't give a fuck. And all I really need, watch this. It's going to fuck y'all head up. I'm going to do it mathematically. If you go to davidbanner.com and look, my hoodies are $75. I'm gonna show you how powerful black people are if they chose to be. And a lot of times they don't choose to be. They really like black folks that treat them like white people treat them. Watch this. All I need is 20,000. 20,000, watch this, it's gonna fuck your head up, times 75. I'm not saying a million is what? $1.5 million. I can shoot any movie, create any brand that I fucking need because Mr. Moody taught me not to overspend. I don't need but one car. I may not have every car that Jay-Z had, but he can't drive but one of them motherfuckers at a time. I may not can stay as long as Kanye can stay in that little exclusive place he go to because I know where you go to. I stayed in that bitch for 2 days. I had a great time and had to bring my ass on back to Georgia, but I stayed for 2 days in that bitch. Like, the thing is that they got us wanting to be crackers. Like, everybody wants to be a billionaire and a millionaire, and if you ask most of them why they want to be it, it's usually for themselves. We are in the iPhone generation. We are tribal people. We're supposed to take care of our communities. Everybody doing shit for themselves. All these black millionaires and billionaires, if you ask any, don't ask them. Ain't none of them motherfuckers did nothing to change our situation systemically. The reason why I want to create a banner vision and the reason why I want to make movies is not for me. Now, of course, I'm going to look great on that bitch. But watch this. I tell people this all the time. There's a little girl came in. She was screaming and crying uncontrollably. Her black father said, "Baby, what's the matter?" She said, "Dad, are there going to be black folks in the future?" He said, "Why?" She said, "Because I was watching the Jetsons and I didn't see none." People wonder why I want to do sci-fi films, because sci-fi films are preparing you for their future, and there ain't no black folks in that motherfucker. Hi, Samuel L. Jackson, the only motherfucker in the universe, and this is a universe that is ruled by the sun. A white scientist said no fucking way that Superman is a white man because his power comes from the sun. We are melanated people. White people's skin rejects the sun. Superman would be blacker than Akon. You feel me? But like, I don't look at nobody else. It's nobody else's responsibility to make those movies but me. But I want to be a billionaire so our children won't have to know about racism because they can come to a better vision. Fuck that. And I'll tell y'all this and y'all can hate. And the book that I'm reading, this one is not by Napoleon Hill, but it said in this book, it said, you don't tell people your dreams because they'll thwart them. But I feel like I have to tell this dream. Because if something happens to me, then somebody else can pick up the mantle and continue. I make a better vision. Because every time and every one of my mother, y'all get a chance, go look at the Black Fist video. And everything that I do, black people are going to win. I'm not even going to call them off because I need to use them for this next movie that I'm going to do. But it's this white corporation that I used for the video that I did with CeeLo. And they didn't have no problem with hanging black folks from trees. But when it was time for me to have retribution on the white people, they was like, I can't shoot this. So you can kill black folks. And they said, we never even noticed that we were racist. And them some good white boys, as good as, you know.
As good as good.
You said it, I didn't. You know, girls, stop playing. Know what I'm talking about? It ain't no black. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. But they said, like, we can't shoot that. I said, but you can shoot black people dying every fucking day in all your videos because they've done videos Future, on, up, and down. And I said, but you can't see a black man getting retribution after you showed in this video this white cop doing this to black kids. And they was like, no. And I said, that's the shit I'm talking about, and that's why I need a banner vision. Yeah.
Whew, okay.
I want to talk about girls. Like,
No.
I don't never get a chance to talk about, like, I want to talk too. Like give me an opportunity. I've always been black power. I love it, but I want to talk some of that shit you be talking on here too. I want to.
What you thought we was gonna be talking about? I have to know.
I want to talk about some girls and relationships.
Well,
Okay.
I do want to talk about this counseling.
Okay.
What are you doing? What kind of counseling are you doing?
I was just getting a little hot.
It is.
And it is
cool in here.
Just know.
It's cool
in
in
no way
here.
does it have. There's this line that's right here. This is for everybody out there, not her. Just so you know. You know. So.
Just for clarity, what are you counseling these ladies on, Mr. Banner?
No. And one of the biggest things that it's sad, but because a lot of shit that I be talking about, people ain't ready for.
They ready here. We ready. That's what this platform is for. The conversation to cure the culture.
Listen
the conversation cure.
I'm a little bit older than you. Some shit keep to yourself.
Okay.
Motherfuckers will tell you to say it, and then they'll step away from you when you say it, and it'll ruin everything you do. Keep some of that shit to yourself. I'm serious.
Okay.
Everything ain't for the world. Every book ain't for the world. Like if I show, like when I go to Moody bookstore, you know, that's where I buy all my books from, and Greg Brown Mall. That's my spiritual mother. She'll tell me what books I can post and what books I can't. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't ready for it. You know what I mean? But like, the fact that we even call God him is a problem. I never tell my daughter that God isn't him. I may slip and say it because that's what we used to saying, but how you know God isn't him? Like, women create. God create. A lot of men got mad at me when I said this. Not that I believe this, but this is a thought. Well, if God creates and women creates, women have the babies, maybe that's why we so strong, so we can protect God while she creates. I mean, I can't squeeze a baby out the head of my dick. You know, I'm amazing. I do some amazing. But bro, you help your mind rise to other levels. Do you feel me though? Cause you got your antennas like me, like. Hey bro, if they fire you, I got you for 3 months. Like 3 months. I just gotta be real. I'm always real. I got you for 3 months. You gonna have to come do some editing or some kind of shit.
If they fire me, you got me for 3 months?
No, you got a husband. That ain't my job.
Facts.
Girl, stop playing.
And he holds it down. You right.
Like a motherfucker.
But I was trying to get a job, not no
I got. No, don't turn it into that.
Okay, I'm about to say, cause your girl,
No, but
pull up at the Benavision.
But seriously though, like I just want to teach our young ladies, like I think as rappers, like we've done our thing, but I think the worst thing is teaching our girls that their worth is at the end of a man's dick. That's fucked up. Like you see value in, or have to call yourself something based on what a man does. No, my daughter ain't gonna have to beg nobody. Listen, I got this saying. This is dope. I need to be paid for this shit I be saying. I said, I'm gonna give my daughter a father so she won't have to go look for a daddy.
This is what you're teaching the girls.
Well,
how to know the game.
Hold on, but wait. It is because the truth is harsh. And I didn't used to smile or laugh or none of this shit, but it's hard to tell people that Jesus is not coming back, and that's all that they ever heard. That if Jesus exists, Jesus is in you. Jesus didn't teach you that he was here to bear your cross. Jesus said, I'm gonna come down here and bear a cross so you would know how to bear your own. And to tell black people in the South that, you gotta give them something to make them, you just can't tear down their world and not give them a foundation to build them back up. You know what I'm saying? So what I tell these girls, man, is that, and let me finish the story though. He said though, but you got a 15-year-old boy talking to a 15-year-old girl and a 47-year-old father. So he ain't running game on her. He's trying to negotiate himself through both of them. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about the family. And the other thing is, I just think what the black family is, we have to realize that we're on the same side. There's so many girls that I've dated, and I'm like, I'm here for you. My success or anything that I do is not against you. These girls running up on me and me flirting with them and being nice to you is the reason why I could take you to Dubai. Like, you better hope they continue that shit. And matter of fact, that ain't your motherfucking business. This is my business. This is what I do for a living. And so, like, for me, it's just realizing that there is a systematic reason why we hate each other. And we have to love self, and then through loving self, we can love everything that falls after that, and hopefully that'll be father, children, and whatever that comes after that.
So therapy for black men who, or not even therapy for black men, one of the conversations we have is about the lack of safe spaces for black men to have transparent conversations, to take the mask off, to let the guard down, to be themselves, to talk about whatever y'all need to talk about to get this shit together. What is your advice for a man who knows that he needs to be a part of those conversations, don't know where those environments are, may not be ready for therapy to just work on himself to prepare for those conversations? Like, what's your advice for a black man?
So watch this.
Tuned in.
Watch this. Most of the shit that we've learned, not just as a black man in the streets, but religion and in school, 90% of that shit is a lie. 90% of the shit that we've learned that's not math and science is a fucking lie, you know? And so it's hard because, you know, because I really enjoy y'all show and I trust y'all. And when I first really became conscious, I was depressed for years because I thought I was going to hell. Then I realized one day I wasn't no fucking hell. Ain't no fucking devil. God ain't mad at me. I tell people this all the time. When God is doing this, God is just saying, son, turn this way. I've been telling your black ass to turn and you won't listen. And I keep trying to tell you, it's when that stops and God don't give a fuck and let you do whatever you want to is when you're not loved. We all know the teachers that let us do anything we wanted to do. Bro, the teachers that let us do anything that we want to, don't you now realize that them was the worst motherfuckers for you? The motherfuckers that kept their foot in your asshole was the ones that cared about you? It's the same way I believe that God is disciplined. That's the reason why I fast like I fast. Anything that you can't fast from, you are a slave to. If you can't say no to pussy, you a pussy. If you can't say no to dick, you a dick. Straight up. So like people always ask me like, man, like, dude, you ain't married, you ain't this. Man, that girl wanted to holler at you, why didn't you? Just because I'm learning to say no. Think about it, I can have any fucking food I want. I can have just about any woman I want on this fucking planet. I choose to say no. It was this girl that I met, and she, I don't know whether it was from low self-esteem or not, was trying to give me, and all my homeboys go trip when they hear this. She was trying to give me everything that I wanted and I ever imagined sexually. And I was telling her, like, that's a distraction. Like, I dream of those things, but that's gonna take me away from me saying no. It's what's gonna make me a stronger man. I saw this philosopher say that you define a man by what, my dad said that. What makes you a man or a woman is not what you say yes to, it's what you say no to. What makes you a holy man is what you say no to. If you will say yes to anything, you're a fucking dog. You're no better than a dog in the fucking streets. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So like, some of the things she asked me to do, I did. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was some new stuff that I have never seen before, not even in my stroker days. And if you see my hands,
don't show his hands.
I'm funny as fuck. You gotta give me my motherfucking credit. Nah, but baby, but serious though, like it's just what makes you a man is what you say no to, man. You know. So men practicing discipline, they can find the source, because that's what fasting. That's the point, right? That's what God is. Like that's what God is. But like therapy was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Like I didn't become this David Banner that you all see until I said it out loud. There's some things that have happened to me personally that I never said outside of my motherfucking body. And as soon as I said it was like, ooh, shit, I can now be God. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the freedom that I want people to have. But I will say this, and this is serious, and I want everybody, like we laugh and joke. Y'all better take advantage of me. Because I really believe that there is something special about me, and I think black people are wasting me. Like sometimes I really feel like there's something esoteric that I'm supposed to be doing. There's something bigger, this rapping and clothes and shit. Like all the shit we talk about as black people is on the base level. We're not even talking about the ozone. We're not even talking about the water. We're not talking about Monsanto and the food and all the kind of shit that really, we still can't get past this dick and pussy shit. We still can't get past these crackers. We still can't get past just supporting each other. If you want to fix black people, well, do what Jewish people do with Jewish people. Do what white people do. Facts. It's that fucking simple. But most black people don't want to be black. And black people who are even conscious don't want to admit that. So until black people admit that they want to be crackers, I don't have no more words for you. Like I spent 10 years of giving all the information that I give. And I shouldn't say this, but watch this. I get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to speak. People would not imagine how much I get paid to speak. I've spoken in front of 325,000 people. Like I get that much money to speak. This is really funny. Y'all gonna laugh at this shit. So motherfucker said, Dad, Ben, we want you to come perform. And they told me how much they wanted me to perform. Nigga, what? And I don't even say the word nigga, but that was some nigga shit. He's like, well, man, you know, you haven't had music out, this, that, and the other. So I want you to go check and see how much I get paid to speak. How much I get paid to advise corporations. I want you to come back and talk to me, because I knew that information was out there, right? I get paid more to speak than I'll say about 50% of rappers get paid to perform. So I ain't got to jump up and down and get sweaty. I don't need no DJ. I ain't got to do nothing but studying. I study anyway. I'm a smart motherfucker anyway. Like I could probably get up right now and I did a lecture at Harvard. Smashed the motherfucking bitch. No bullshit. I think I had done a movie or some shit. I probably shouldn't say this because they paid me so much motherfucking money. Well, I walked through that bitch. I smashed that motherfucker. But the point is that I just realized, love, that if there's so many things that are wrong with us, we need help. We need mental help. If you think about the situations that we in, we have been socially engineered. Think about the trap. Dog, I know, a lot of times when you can't find that high-end weed, you got to go back to the trap and get your weed. Bro, think about it. There's only one way.
Cannot.
It's only one. It's only one way. It's only one way in and one way out. And we are so smart that we call it a trap. But it's engineered that way. One way, that's what they do to black universities. Come on, they either up against some water or by a railroad track. So if they have to call the National Guard in, all they got to do anyway. So if we've been socially engineered, wouldn't y'all think we need engineers to get out this shit? I am probably one of the premier minds on this fucking planet, but I don't think that I am worthy to speak on the shit black people are going through. We need engineers. We need doctors. We need scientists. They don't throw Kid Rock on CNN when it's time to talk about white issues. What the fuck? They throwing a rapper up who barely has a word count over 300. At least I was SGA president. At least I have a library. At least I study. And then once they find out I'm smart, they leave my ass alone because I tear their motherfucking ass up. It's funny, man, when I went on, I was debating on CNN, and they said, here's David Banner from Jackson, Mississippi. And they heard Mississippi, the motherfucking crackers was like, we ain't gonna argue with that motherfucker about racism.
He knows.
I be on this shit, don't I?
You be on it. And for the people who trying to get on it, this is my last question, Mr. Banner. Listen.
I was gonna say drink that.
No, I'm babysitting over here.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna leave the rest of this bottle with you though.
I will gladly take it home to my baby. Hey, baby. Book list though. I need some beginner for diet woke. We not all the way strong woke yet.
Everything that I do is for those people.
Okay. Help us out.
So go and Google, because it's one of the things that I hate. If you look at my Instagram, and like I always put the book pages up, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this, just so, because I don't ever want you to think that I be bullshitting you, and this shit pisses me off so motherfucking bad. But I usually don't say nothing. So I'll give you an example. Keep talking. So like I'll give somebody a book, so I'll post. Here go the example right here. I hope I didn't erase it. Come on. All right. Well, I sent a friend of mine a passage that I was reading, and the name of the book was at the top of the motherfucking page. So she hits me back. What's the name of the book? Would you tell me? And I said no. And she said, why? I said, look at the fucking page. And she was like, damn. So I'm giving you information that you go to white folks and you pay. I've studied for years. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on books. And I get on Instagram with my dumb ass. Do you know who Derek Grace is?
I do.
One of the premier minds in this bitch. He said, big bro, you give too much information away for free. And that's why I pulled back. He said, bro, let me show you how much money I made. And he said, bro, you my big bro. And he said, you get on Instagram and get that shit all the way. I'm done. But it's because white people, they think white people are smarter, and they not. One of my homeboys told me, who was the coach of one of the top NBA players in the world. He said that boy was ready for the NBA when he was in the 12th grade, but he went to Duke because he felt like them white folks could teach him something that I couldn't. If he would have came over here to this HBCU, we would have got that same money that them white folks got if he would have came there. But it's that, again, that we think that they're better. When what's crazy is if you really do your studies, black people have existed thousands of years before the first white people did. Libraries. Do you know that the Moorish women, white people didn't even wash their ass? Fucking London was the dirtiest fucking city on this planet. He smoked weed. He read that shit. He over there like, yeah, brother, tell them motherfuckers that I be getting high as fuck reading that same shit you be talking about, David Banner. So I know you smoke weed too, David Banner. I do. I don't work for them, though. I get high as fuck sometimes. People be surprised. I be in my high. I don't get high outside of my house, though.
You get paranoid?
Y'all knew how, no. Ain't nobody supposed to see my weaknesses. I'll never let nobody see me weak. Fuck that. I'm always ready. I be acting crunk and shit and throwing the bottles up. I don't be drinking that shit. I be ready for a motherfucker to think I'm drunk or high. I'm gonna bust your ass. I'm not playing around this bitch. I want to get home. I have not had kids yet. I have not had kids yet. And if I don't have kids, then I didn't exist. I'm gonna tell you something that Trayvon Martin's mother said. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever heard in my life, and she should write a book about this. She said, when you killed my son, you just didn't kill my son. You killed his children, their children, their children's children, their children's children's children. You killed a whole line of fucking people. But because we don't see worth, that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Oh, but what was it? Oh, the book list. So if you go and Google David Banner book list, I got 11 books. I got 11 books. And not only did I start from the book, From the Browder Files is the book that got me conscious. And I created something that you can still buy right now at davidbanner.com, was the God Box. And what I did was put consciousness in a box. The God Box 2, I'm going to have a box 2. Everything that I do is to find a way to bring us, because that's David Banner. That's the story of David Banner. Think about it. Maybe arguably one of the most conscious people in hip-hop comes from the places you don't think that it would, but it's the right place. Think about Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Crit came from Mississippi. David Banner came from Mississippi. Ray Shroomer came from Mississippi. Tito Lopez, who I would put against any rapper, I'll put Tito Lopez against Nas right now, is from Mississippi. Like, all the stereotypes that they have about Mississippi are fucking lies. We didn't run when all you bitch motherfuckers ran. We stayed. We took that racism. Our grandmothers didn't run. Most of these motherfuckers talking shit about the South. You didn't come back. You were supposed to go to wherever you went, and you were supposed to either bring our people there or come back and teach. Motherfuckers got up around the motherfucking white folks and became a cracker. Like, I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm from Mississippi. I put it on my... Let me tell y'all something. This is real shit. I'll show you this too. I put this on my back, and I did it for this reason. I said, most people say that they'll never sell out. Mm-hmm. Most people say that they're, look at this now. Come on. Need you to see that. And I don't even believe in tattoos. Cartoon did my tattoos. One of the top, I think the top tattoo artist in the whole fucking world. He said that you carry Mississippi on your back. You should do it literally. It's spiritual. And if y'all remember me, I used to always wear Mississippi t-shirts. And once I got it on my back, a bitch couldn't tell me shit. I put it in my blood. I said that even if I turned my back on my people, it was still Yale, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, about the therapy and all of that kind of stuff, like, we need help. Like, I didn't even know who I was. Like, the David Banner that y'all see right now is just a reflection of a person who squashed his ego. I'm not afraid to say that I need help. I'm not afraid to have mentors. You know, to this day, I still take out my mentor trash. And everybody be like, you David Banner, you taking out somebody's trash? And I'm saying to be able to learn from this man and to humble myself. To serve. How can you be a leader if you're not a great follower? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell y'all this last story, and then I got to go. This is some crazy shit. So Stan Branson, who runs the radio station on WJMI in Jackson, Mississippi, he's another one of my mentors. He showed me something that was so powerful. So there was a new station that was in Jackson, Mississippi. But Stan had been the one, I'm talking about, that playing my records when didn't nobody give a fuck. So I had been hearing in the streets these record labels looking at you. So I told Stan, I said, Stan, I know, because I don't know if y'all know this, but the radio station wars, I don't know if it's still like that. That shit worse than gang violence. Like, you go over to one radio station, they won't play your shit at the other shit. You fuck around and say the number one. If they'll tell you, say this, and you just say, hey, the number one station.
It's over with.
Well, that means that you dissing the other station and they number two. Oh, shit. Anyway, so Stan told, I went over to Stan and said these record labels are, you know, they looking at me now. And like, I got an opportunity to get a big deal. I need as many spins as I can get. Like, Stan, I need to go over to the other radio station. Like, I really, really need to, man. Like, this ain't personal, bro. This business. He was like, hey, bro, you like my son. Like, go ahead. So I went over there, you know, did all the drops, kicked it with him, freestyles, all that kind of shit. So what people don't know about me, I'm a businessman. So I'm looking at my spins. All my spins dropped at the other station. I freaked the fuck out. I mean, in the middle of my negotiation with these record labels, and I ran over like, I waited. Because Stan used to go to work really early in the morning. So, like, Stan would get there, like, at 7. I would get there at 5 and just wait, just in case he got there early. I just stand there and motherfucker. So, Stan came. He's like, oh, come in, Banner. I was like, Stan, what's up? Well, my spins, why? Like, you told me to go over there. He said the most powerful shit. He said, don't you ever fuck over me, even if I tell you to. Bars. I don't give a fuck if I tell you to, don't you fuck over me. It's about ethics. And that's the kind of stuff that we need to be on. I don't give a fuck if I tell. Listen to what he told me. I said, Stan, you told me to go over there. I don't give a fuck if I tell you to fuck over me. Fuck me.
You should have knew better.
Well, there's no way that I can know better. I was young.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying you should have known better.
No, you know better now.
Yeah.
No, there was no way for us to know because we're young. There's no way for us to know. And you can't assume. Like, I learned this as a teacher. Farrakhan taught me this. Mm-hmm. There was somebody on television, I was going to beat their ass. You never really heard that of David Banner. I really thought this dude was sending black people to hell, and I was going to personally save black people by beating the shit out of him, right? So I went to Farrakhan first. Farrakhan, I talked to Farrakhan, and Farrakhan, you know, he knew that dude was not the most tasteful guy in the world. But he said, David Banner, have you ever talked to him? I said, you know, outside of an interview, I was like, no. He said, well, brother, and the way Farrakhan will do you, Farrakhan will talk for 15 minutes, and you think he fading off, and then he'll come back and drop that bitch on you like a fucking ton of bricks. And then he comes back and he said, well, Brother Banner, if you haven't taught him, how do you know he knows better? You can't hold anybody accountable for nothing that you haven't taught them. You know what I'm saying? So what Stan was doing, because he ended up putting my record back on. If he didn't put my record on, then I could say that. But no, he would say, I'm going to teach you right now that you don't ever do that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you never know, somebody may be sick or somebody may be testing you. And they may tell you, you know, go ahead and do your thing. That's just like, you know, sometimes people say, I'll give you a pass.
Mm-hmm. If you take it, that's
I don't believe in that pass. Oh, fuck that. And if I do cash in that pass, you won't know about it. If you ain't seen it, that shit ain't. I always been that way. Show me the video clip. How old are you? You might not want nobody to know.
I'm 36 and proud of it.
Okay, cool. So you're still too young. There's a TV show that's called Dallas.
I'll take it.
Are you old enough to know about that? You remember J.R. Ewing? J.R. Ewing told his wife, don't let your lying eyes deceive you. She saw him fucking off. And J.R. said, don't let your lying eyes deceive you. If you ain't see it going in, I ain't doing it.
It ain't happen.
My mama told me this. Listen, I'm serious.
Your mama told you that?
My mom told me this, seriously. One of my ex-girlfriends, something had happened, and, you know, I just told her. My mom said, I am a woman, a proud woman. Women don't want to know the truth. She said, don't you ever, ever, ever tell on yourself. She said, motherfucker tell you that they'll forgive you and all that kind of shit. She said, you better keep it to yourself. And from that day, if you didn't see it. Now, women assume because I don't say it, then that means that I did it. I won't ever say anything. And you're assuming, because you don't know what the fuck I did. So even sometimes when I know I didn't do it, I'll still do it. Say that I ain't telling you shit. I'm not going to snitch on myself. I don't give a fuck. My mama taught me that. And I think she's the greatest woman in the world. And she is like a woman's woman. My mom put me to the side because she my son, the same way I'm going to do with my daughter. She said, don't believe that shit. Tell on yourself if you want to. You never smoke another blunt in your life. I'm just fucking with you, G. Go ahead. What we doing in closing?
Listen, in closing, the Guy Box 2.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. We got some exclusives.
You got a lot of fucking exclusives.
Listen,
I think I gave you too much, to be honest with you.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Your album is coming out soon, though. What else do the people need to know besides the fact that they need to visit davidbanner.com? Any last words?
Just don't leave me alone. You know, if you look at Martin and Malcolm in their last days, and people don't know this, they had a 70% disapproval. Was it 70 or 50? I think it's, I'll say between a 50 and 70% disapproval rate with black people. And then after you die, everybody act like they love you.
The heroes.
Like, if you look at Pac, like that picture right before he died, the one he had with Suge, look at his eyes. And tell me that wasn't the same look in his eye that Malcolm had the last year of his life. You know? And so, like, for me, I think that's one of the problems with the concept of Jesus, is everybody wants a savior. Everybody wants you to do something that they're not willing to do themselves. And so what I ask people is just, if I'm willing to stand up, because at one point in my life, I was willing to give my life for black people. But I see, you know, what people did when Pac died, what people did when Nipsey died, what people did when Malcolm and Martin died. And people talk all that shit, but they let that shit ride. You know, I'm from Mississippi. That white boy that killed Medgar Evers, he was old when he died. The people that kill black people, if they not black, they get to live for the rest of their fucking lives. Fuck that shit. So why would a kid want to be a king when they saw what you did to Martin? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The reason why these kids want to be dope dealers, because at least you can get some ass, some money, and some fucking fame. You might go to jail, you might die, but shit, most black people think they're gonna die before they're 24 anyway. So if I can get any of those accolades, why not ride? Like, I went on Twitter today and I said some shit that people were surprised with me. I said, all y'all motherfuckers sitting up here talking about what these kids shouldn't do, and they shouldn't be a part of gangs, and they shouldn't sell dope, but don't none of you motherfuckers provide no fucking jobs.
Alternatives, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I told them this, they did this shit to me. Let's be clear. What none of y'all, included everybody in this motherfucking room, would give a fuck about David Banner if it wasn't for Like a Pimp. Period. It wasn't none of this conscious shit that I said. I was in a group called Crooked Letters, super positive. We sold 17,000 copies, brick like a motherfucker. I sold more on the first day of my album than we did throughout the whole iteration. That was some of the most positive shit in the fucking world. Like, the thing is that, so these kids, all this positive shit, go to college, do all this shit, all this conscious shit, all these motherfuckers be talking, and shit don't get them money. But then they do the shit, they do it the thug way, and then they get the money, then you want them to sell out. That's what I tell people about Cardi B all the time, and people are surprised how I feel about Cardi B. I'm proud of her. She stuck to what made her rich. She told y'all who the fuck she was, and y'all thought she was playing. And she stuck it out. Mm-hmm. And look at what it's brought her. All that positive shit y'all talking about ain't done shit for her. But the same shit she was on when she was in that strip club, look what it did for her and her motherfucking family. So fuck you until you able to do something for these children. And so all these so-called positive people, we gotta stop talking so much and do. Provide a fucking job. Open up a motherfucking school, or you pussy. Smile, have fun, and make something epic.
Listen, y'all, if you don't subscribe to the show after this episode, girl, stop playing. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be back for another fire show. Listen, show my guy David Banner some love in the comments, but don't just do that. Make sure you visit David Banner.
I'm gonna get rich anyway. And if y'all actually subscribe and do the shit y'all supposed to, I might show you what's up under this motherfucker. Because let me tell y'all something.
Waited.
No, Lord. I'm not gonna show it yet.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. And I'm serious about this. Although it's a joke, it's so sad how black folks don't do people the way that they're supposed to. And as soon as another community, I say that about Killer Mike all the time. When Killer Mike was around this motherfucker rapping up there with Outkast and them, we didn't support him like we should have. He got in that group with that white boy and blew up. Killer Mike don't have to do none of the shit that he do for the community because we didn't support him. He been rapping the same. Bro, you know anything about him? Have he not been rapping the same way? I know you smoke weed, so you know about motherfucker Killer Mike before this iteration of him, right? The motherfucker been rapping the same way, right? When y'all see what I'm about to do, and about that book say don't brag. I'm about to do some shit, and motherfucker can't tell me shit. I'm just telling you that. And if they subscribe and do you right, I might show them a little titty meat. That's all. I'm just gonna give them one titty.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. This channel is all about encouraging you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified when the next video drops. And comment below and let me know what you want to see on the next video. Peace out.